While I'm talking about, my love for cornhole, I see that you're kind of like a little bit like me.
Yeah.
You want to go play cornhole together? Boom. And I just solved dating. Y'all are all welcome. You've talked with your friends, you've talked with people in your circle, and we've all universally heard that dating is bad. Like, not like it's a bad thing to do.
I've heard it's difficult.
But dating is difficult and maybe notoriously a bad experience in many cases during the pandemic, due to social media, due to just being 2022.
Yeah.
Difficult for sure.
Yeah.
And I had an idea about how I could fix dating. Not me, but how the world could benefit from a new idea on dating. Here's my idea for fixing dating. Crowdsourcing. We've crowdsourced everything else. We've crowdsourced transportation. We've crowdsourced grocery shopping. We've crowdsourced food delivery. We've used that tool over and over again. What if we said, like Google Maps, basically, like Yelp for dating? Like, you could give somebody a review, 1 through 5 stars.
Okay.
But wait. Okay, because I know it sounds nuts. Because people will give people horrible reviews, period, right? But what if the only people who could give them were verified people who are on dates with them or their real life friends?
Okay. I think that, I love the idea of reviews in terms of, hey, I'm going to buy a product and I want to look at reviews. We all do that. It works extremely well. Now, the issue that I might have with dating is sometimes people go on first dates. You always hear about the first date and it can go badly. You know what I'm saying? And you don't know why it went badly. Maybe they're nervous. Maybe, they had a bad day. Maybe it's not a good spot. You just don't know what the circumstance is. And I've heard someone say, well, this guy was weird. And it's like, in a way, we're all weird. We all have our weird things. So, you can't really judge somebody on their first date for being weird. And if that's the case, then that person would probably leave like a 1 star because I thought they were weird. When in reality, it's not really fair because, if you actually take a look at yourself, I'm sure that there are weird things that you do that someone else that goes on a first date with you might notice and judge. Do you know?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the idea of reviews I like, it's just, they could be harsh.
What if it was very structured? Like right now, you could leave a review for anything and it's wide open. It's 1 through 5 stars and whatever you want to write. But what if you found a way to really structure it to say, you have to answer these particular sub pieces of, timeliness. Okay, right? Was the person on time?
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Did they dress appropriately for the situation? Not like to your liking, but dress appropriateness.
Okay.
Did they, fun quotient 1 through 5? Just something
energy level. Okay.
Something that would reduce the troll factor.
Yeah.
Or the disgruntled factor.
Disgruntled or, judgmental.
Yeah, like I have a buddy who dates regularly. And this one time a woman ordered 2 dinners on him. 1 for when they're eating and 1 to go. Like you would get maybe you don't get an overall 1 star.
You've got to put that in the comments. Like, I want you to be tagged with that wherever you go. So like if another guy is thinking about dating you, he sees that you have the audacity to do something crazy like that.
Right.
That should follow you.
Right. That's my point. And I feel the same way about drivers. And I've always talked about being able to tag a driver so that like when you're driving, damn near like AR, something reality, augmented reality. Imagine if you're driving on your windshield, you could just see, hey, that's a 2-star driver over there, dog. Steer clear.
Yeah.
It would be very cool.
With the drivers, you'd have of course you'd have the angry driver, the disgruntled driver, the person who's late anyway, so you're mad at everybody on the road. But I think if you have, a consistent bad rating, it's kind of like Stephen A says, where there's smoke, there's fire. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And I think that I understand that there's a troll factor because a lot of times dating ties up into emotion.
Right.
And so it's like, oh, it didn't work out. And so therefore I go back and leave all the red flags that I ignored, and now it's a very disgruntled review.
Yeah, that's not cool.
That's not great. But if you could be very specific, like about the subcategories that you must answer, and you're only allowed to answer these things, maybe just put the facts there. It's a random idea, but it might be some cool stuff.
It would be interesting if you could add, like, I bet people's notes would be extensive.
No more notes.
But here's the thing. You want to be able to say she ordered 2 meals, 1 for here and 1 to go. You got to put that in the notes.
Courtesy. It'd be a courtesy 1 through 5 with some drop down. You got to keep it like drop downs and 1 through 5s. That's it.
I don't know. But what about, like, red flags? Because what if a girl is like, hey, this was the first red flag, this was the second, this was the third. And then the second girl, even though she reads it, she's like, well, let me just, maybe she's being a little judgy that day. Let me go out on a date with him. And then she says, I had this exact same red flags.
I think that it would make people a lot more honest.
I do too. And maybe even look at yourself. Like, I didn't even know I was doing that.
Yeah, like if your reputation follows you, you're going to do things a little differently than if you just like Johnny Anonymous. I always talk about it. And the fact that I said I always talk about it is going to sound strange when I tell you what it is, because it just sounds strange.
Okay.
Right. But the internet has changed everything.
Yeah.
Period. Information travels super fast.
Yeah.
Ideas that are good ideas can be mimicked and replicated by people in a whole other part of the world, and same thing with bad ideas. Mm-hmm. Right. But information travels fast. That's the point. Before the internet and before we had electronic driver's license that could be scanned and all that stuff, there was way bigger prevalence of people just having like a second family in the next town over.
True.
Right? You'd have to wait for the newspaper for news. And that stuff's not going to end up in the news. But now, instantly, there's a photo. Information travels. Like, so if your reputation follows you, you're less likely to do bad, is my point.
Okay, I was wondering where you're going with that.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. More than the fact that you're less likely to do bad, I would like to think that you are more likely to review your own personality and your behaviors.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're seeing that people are constantly saying some of the same things about you, and hopefully it's not mean. You know what I mean? It's not that reviews should be mean in any way, shape, or form. I think they should be honest. Honest can sometimes be mean, but honest in a way that, I'm not trying to hurt your feelings, but this is how you came across. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Totally gaming this whole situation now, because now I'm further down a rabbit hole just from listening to you. What if you only could review the first date, and you have to check in? Like, so that's a verification process. Like, you actually were at the same place with this person at the same time. So it's not a bunch of random trolley reviews.
Right.
Like, they both checked in at this park or this bowling alley or this restaurant or this place within, 20 minutes of each other. So now they're both okay and open to review each other. Otherwise, you can't, because if you didn't check in, you can't.
Okay.
And only first dates.
Okay. First of all, I'm concerned about the first date because I'm such an introvert that, like, I don't really open up until I know you. I feel like I know you. You know what I mean? So, like, my first date is probably horrible. But I'm a great person. I mean, like, I'm very difficult.
Oh, are you?
Yes, I am, actually. So the first date I'm a little scared of, especially if reviews are coming for the first date. Yikes. I don't think that, okay, so you know how you have the Uber thing where they want you to, give me 5 stars, and then you give me 5 stars, I'll give you 5 stars.
Yeah.
It cannot be that. It has to be, very honest. And I don't know if it's anonymous. I don't know how you do it, but it would be nice if you can't see what I said about you. Not because I'm saying something bad, but just because I don't want you to see it and then decide, well, I don't like what she said, I'm going to leave a bad review as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think it's an interesting thing. I think that listening to people talk about it, there are clearly some problems. A lot of it comes from, the idea that information travels fast. Like, we're so busy comparing ourselves to other people's lives via, the apps, social media apps. And another idea that women vastly outnumber men on the planet, period. Then you got an education filter, a career filter. You're looking for someone kind of equally yoked and all that. And a lot of times women are talking about frequently how there's a problem finding, people who aren't playing games and all that crap.
Yeah.
So it would be an interesting thing. It's a problem, and my mind likes solving problems.
Yeah.
So when you brought it up earlier about the possibility of doing like a singles trip and how would that look business wise, and what problem would that solve and everything, I just forgot about it. We talked it out.
Yeah.
But just in the back of my mind, I guess something's been stewing, and it like popped out this.
Gears were just
the toaster popped. Ching! Oh, here's something. Wait, let me read that ticket. Oh, games, crowdsourcing.
That's interesting. I'm curious how to fix the dating issue. I don't know how to fix this.
Yeah, it'd be fun. It'd be fun to try.
It would be fun because I think it sounds much easier than you're making it sound. In my mind, I'm like, go out on a date. Don't have any expectations. Just go and have a good time. You're, at the very least, you're going to meet somebody new, whether you like them or not. You'll find out once you get there, but you're going to hopefully have and enjoy a meal and get out of your house, and you're going to meet somebody new. Don't have any other expectations than that.
Yeah. I think my solution, they say that to a hammer, everything looks like nails. The hammer type I am is I'm a community hammer. So my solution to every problem leans towards community as the solution. So while we were talking this morning on the walk, I was thinking, hey, what if at every event you ever went to, people could grab a, like in addition to their name tag, they could put a pin on their shirt that either tells their relationship status or, I went deep on this just on the walk, a three icon system. You know, let's say like basically red, yellow, green in terms of relationship status, right? So that's color code. And then you have.
I'm curious.
Then you have like.
Which one is red?
Yeah, I'm locked up. No, I can't do it. Yellow's the one you got to worry about.
I think I hate the fact that locked up is red.
Yeah, like don't even do it. But yellow is the one you got to worry about because what does that mean? Yeah, what if your girl saw you or your dude saw you with yellow on? You'd be like, what the hell?
I'm on my way out.
I didn't want you to see that. You shouldn't have took no pictures. Yeah.
That's an immediate problem.
Right. Okay, so maybe red and green. Period. Okay. But then there's two other icons. One is the most important. If you had to boil it down to one most important thing to you in terms of what you look at in a person, you got to be dead honest with yourself. So let's say it's fitness. Let's say like I can't have somebody who's not like trying to take care of their health, right? So you have that as an icon, and then the other side you have another icon for what you are. Like what's the most important to you, what's important to something you're looking for. And so like if you had...
That's a lot of icons.
It's only three. There's 3 icons. So basically if you find somebody with the reverse icons, you guys will have a great conversation because they're looking for what you say you are and you're looking for what they say they are. So at least there's a conversation. If you find somebody else with green, and then the reverse of your icons, that would be awesome conversation starter in parties. You'd be like, I think we should talk.
Or at least someone who sees that there are opposite icons could say, hey, you know what, I saw somebody who's your exact opposite. You need to go talk to him.
Exactly. Some type of mechanism to help people to navigate.
Visually identify these people in a room?
Yeah, but I mean, so instead of your idea was to create events, and my idea is to create things that work at every event, everywhere, that help people to navigate the process of meeting new people, because there's people like me who I'm a fish. I'll go in there, I'll meet everybody, and there's people like you who will not meet anybody.
Right.
But how do you connect those two people? How do you give them a framework, and all the people and personality types in between? How do you give them a framework for starting a conversation about not their work, not their house, not their job, not their, but about them?
So it takes the first date frenzy out of the equation, and it takes the whole, hey, we've traveled away from real life and we're in this vacation spot, also out of the equation. And it sounds like you're trying to put people that have similar interests, because we're at this event because we clearly have a similar interest in the event, correct?
It could be, you could be at a real estate conference.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
So now we're both interested in real estate. That's why we're here, which has absolutely nothing to do with my single or
your status, okay. Right? Yeah. But now you also have this other edge to start a conversation. Like, while I'm talking about, my love for cornhole, by the way, I see that you're kind of like a little bit like me.
Yeah.
You want to go play cornhole together? Boom. And I just solved dating. Y'all are all welcome.